Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is the recap video of day 2 for the Love of Horror in Manchester. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, so it has been 2 days since I got back from For the Love of Horror in Manchester, and I just want to say before I get into everything, thank you all so much for your patience. I know you guys have been waiting for this video. Also, I want to say a massive thank you appreciation to Monopoly Events for how good they handled the event of For the Love of Horror, so I just want to say thank you for that. And yeah, so let's get into the recap of day 2 of For the Love of Horror. Alright, so day 2 of For the Love of Horror, it was very chaotic. So I do apologize that I wasn't able to obtain any footage for you guys, but I can give you a breakdown on what pretty much happened. So the day 2 of For the Love of Horror Con, so I pretty much had a lot of photo ops that were pretty much booked for day 2. I didn't really have that many autographs that were booked, but it was just mainly just for the photo ops. But I will say that there was a massive amount of capacity of people, probably the biggest amount of people that you could fit into one hall. That it was very, very tough to get in and out of the venue. It was very crowded. The queues were relatively long, well, mainly for Alysa Southerland's line, because, you know, Alysa Southerland being David in the Lost Boys. But there was a ton of people that were just very, like, it was just too overwhelming, like too packed. I'm not saying that's a bad thing or anything, but it was just too much. But yeah, I got all my photo ops done. I had John Jarrett, who plays Mick Taylor in Wolf Creek. I will insert a photo here. I did Derek Mears with my friend Stephen Evans, who was cosplaying as Jason Voorhees from 2009, who is Derek Mears. Also, I had a duo photo op with James Drew Courtney and Nick Castle. I'll insert photo here. That was absolutely fantastic. Also, I had a photo op with Alysa Southerland as well, who plays Ellie in Evil Dead Rise. Really lovely person. She was amazing. And also, my very last photo op was with the cast of The Lost Boys. Yes, and that included Alysa Southerland, Jason Patric, Alex Winter, G. Tom Mack, the music composer of Cry Little Sister from the soundtrack, and also Billy Worth, who plays Dwayne. So this photo op right here was a dream come true for me. Literally, as soon as I walked in, I handed the woman my token, which you get for when you go into your photo ops, and so they told me to line up. And then when they escorted me over to them, they all gave me high fives and fist pounds and everything. And so I got in the middle of all of them. And I can remember all of them literally coming in for like a really big hug, and like they were squeezing me and everything. And I was just living the dream. I was living that moment where I really did not want it to end. I wanted it to last forever, because it's The Lost Boys, and it's one of the most greatest vampire films ever created back in 1987. And as I was just about to leave, Alysa Southerland stops me and he compliments the mohawk, and he said, "Dude, your mohawk is absolutely amazing. I wish they gave me a mohawk when I was playing David in The Lost Boys." And he also told me that if you were part of our gang, you would definitely make a pretty sick vampire. And I was just like, oh my god, dude, like, you don't know how much that means. And I shook his hand. I said, "Alysa, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, man, and thank you for the memories growing up." And yeah, it was just one of the best experiences of my life. And I met all of them, and they signed my 24 by my 27 by 40 cinema quad poster. They all signed that, and that was absolutely amazing. And it was really good. The convention was good, and I really look forward to seeing what 2024 has in stock for Monopoly events, because the tickets are now on sale for the 2024 for Love of Horror. I've already booked mine. I've got my Diamond Pass. So if you're wondering what a Diamond Pass is, a Diamond Pass ticket is pretty much where you can pretty much go straight in as soon as you arrive. You also get a separate barrier line to where you would be with standard, and you pretty much get escorted to the actual celebrity guest who is going to be on their table. So like, you have a different row, and you don't have to queue, and it's literally so quick, and it's really good. It ranges from roughly around £150 to where you can pretty much just meet the guest, and then you go on your way to like your next one. Also, with the amount of guests, they aren't going to be announcing any new guests till like further on into 2024 during the year. So I am just hoping and praying that there's going to be some really good guests. But this year's lineup was absolutely fantastic. Derek Mears, one of the most sweetest actors that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. Honestly, he signed 9 autographs for me, and that's just how a genuine guy is. I had a lot of Jason stuff, and I told him how much he meant to me back in 2009, where I was very young. I don't have an estimated number on how old I was, but I was very young when I saw it, and I just thanked him for like the memories, and he was really kind, and he was just more than loving to hear about how much the character development of Jason has changed over the years, and that's what me and him really connected about, and then became the best of friends. And it was just really good to talk to him about Jason and Predator. Yes, if you're not aware, he does play Predator in the 3rd Predator movie called Predators. He was the Predator that was tied up, and the one that was fighting against the Apex Predator right towards the movie. Yeah, that was Derek Mears in full costume. And also, Derek Mears is also well known for doing Swamp Thing, that released out in 2009, a DC series that was very underrated. I'm really gutted that ended on a season 1, because honestly, Jarrett Mears did an absolutely amazing job as Swamp Thing, giving the character justice, and that's what I really loved about it. And we spoke about it, and he loved playing the character. He has played 3 of my favorite characters, and just the generation of the years that he has done is just incredible. And it was so good to have the pleasure to meet Mr. Derek Mears, and I cannot wait to meet him again in the future. So Nick Castle and James Drew Courtney, these guys are legends. Honestly, it was so good to meet Nick Castle, who is the OG, the Omega of Michael Myers from Halloween 1978. These people were just incredible. James Drew Courtney, he was absolutely amazing. He was so sweet, so loving, and you probably saw it in my vlog that I included a clip of both me and him talking. And yes, most of the video clips, they were asked with permission, because just out of respect for the celebrity. So if anyone was wondering why I recorded the footage, was because I had permission from them to do so, which is to save my side so I don't get accused of anything. But yeah, James Drew Courtney was so loving. He signed 3 of my vinyl soundtracks from Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. I had 2 NECA figures as well, that was 2018 and Halloween Kills. Also, I had both 3 of my 4K slips. They were signed by James, and he also done 2 selfies for me for free, which was absolutely amazing. And he was just so sweet. And if you guys ever get the chance to meet Nick Castle and James Drew Courtney, honestly, it is one of the most funnest experiences that you will ever have. They're so sweet, and it is just amazing to know that the character development of Michael Myers has just evolved over time, and it's just really good to see how much Michael Myers has impacted the horror genre and the community, to know that Michael Myers will never die. And it is just really cool to know that we have two legends that have portrayed this iconic horror character, and it's really good to see Michael be loved in the horror community, as he should be, because he is well deserved. But you just gotta praise Nick Castle and James Drew Courtney for all their hard work throughout the years, and it was really a pleasure to meet them. John Jarrett.
Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children.
John Jarrett, right. So when I met John Jarrett, he was literally Mick Taylor in character. So I had to turn on my Australian accent, and forgive me if I do swear. But yes, he did call me a pommy cunt, which is pretty much a joke in his Mick Taylor voice. So I do apologise for the swearing in this, just to put it out there.
You have to know about enough, you pommy cunt!
But yeah, he called me that in character, and to be called that by Mick Taylor from Wolf Creek, if you're not aware, John Jarrett has a character called Mick Taylor who is based in the Wolf Creek movies. There's 1 and 2, and then you've got season 1 and 2 of Wolf Creek, which are tied in to both those films. And also Wolf Creek 3 is going to be going into production very shortly. John Jarrett was so sweet, so loving, and he is just exactly how he is in the movies.
Away from home, aren't you? Oh yeah, look, I always travel up north when I'm doing a bit of hunting, you know. Get away from it all. Not a lot of pigs down south.
But then when you see him in person, he gives the best hugs, and also the character development that me and him were talking about of Mick Taylor. He says that it's such an iconic character for him to play, just filming out in the Australian outback and just, you know, protecting his territory and just being a badass, really. I mean, like, just there's so much that you could say about John Jarrett, but he is so lovely, so kind, and he loved the mohawk as well. Just complimenting the mohawk. I ain't going to say what he said to me because it is offensive language, and I don't want to offend anyone because I don't like to offend people here on this channel. So that's that. And yeah, so if you ever do get the chance to meet him, he is really nice, and you will definitely have a great time with John. Who else did I meet? Oh yes, Alysa Southerland from Evil Dead Rise, who plays Ellie. I had the pleasure of watching Evil Dead Rise this year when I went down to Brighton for the YouTube meetup with Kermit's Ghost, Jamie Powell, Big Paulie, Sophie and Jason, and Meg's Movies, and Colleen09, and also Katie Powell as well. It was the pleasure that I got to watch the movie with them, and then a few months later it just gets announced that Alysa Southerland's coming to Manchester, and I was just like, oh my god, right, I have to take this other opportunity to see her. She was so lovely, guys. Honestly, she is such a lovely person. I got her to sign my Evil Dead Rise 2 LP vinyl that has the eyeball on the front, and she signed it Mummies with the Maggots Now. Best wishes, Alysa Southerland, and she put Ali straight underneath, and it was just so good to talk to her about Evil Dead Rise. And I asked her about her experience filming, and she said she had a lot of fun. And I actually asked her about the elevator scene. She told me that they had to fill up an elevator with 30,000 gallons of blood each take. That is absolutely mind-blowing. 30,000 gallons of fake blood each take throughout filming is crazy, and it just makes you look like, it just makes you reflect on how much attention to detail that these movies take to make. And it just really fascinated me to know the information that she gave me on this movie. It's just crazy. It just makes you think. And I said to her that it was an absolute pleasure to meet her, and to watch Evil Dead Rise on the big screen was just a pleasure. It really was. And so she gave me a hug, and also my dad painted a painting of her that she autographed as well, and it was just amazing to see that Alysa Southerland took the time out of her day or her week pretty much to come to Manchester and meet all the Evil Dead fans. So that was amazing, and I look forward to meeting Alysa again in the future, which is something that I'm definitely going to look forward to. So who else did I meet? I met the Lost Boys. I met Alex Winter, who plays Marco, Jason Patrick, who plays Michael Emerson, Billy Worth, who plays Dwayne, the one who got killed, or so say death, by stereo. Also G. Tom Mack, the music composer of Cry Little Sister, absolutely amazing. I saw him live at the after party, fantastic guys. And also David himself, Mr. Kiefer Sutherland, yes, a very, very rare celebrity to meet, and I had the pleasure of meeting them. And I was talking to them about how much The Lost Boys has impacted my life growing up at the age of 5, because my dad was actually 18 when he first saw it in the cinemas, and then my dad passed the movie down to me, and then I grew up on The Lost Boys, and then I just became absolutely addicted. It is one of the greatest vampire films ever known to cinema, and for it to come out in a year like 1987 was literally probably the best decision that they could have ever thought of, because the generation now and the evolution of the Lost Boys has literally changed over 34 years, and literally 34 years was literally the anniversary of the Lost Boys as to why they all attended at For Love of Horror, which is something that I definitely did not want to miss, because I would have literally regretted it somewhere down the line, and I really did not want to do that. And it was a pleasure to talk to them about how much the Lost Boys has impacted my life and also impacted their lives, and it was really good to get an insight about how their filming experiences was of making the movie, and it was just so good to just meet them in person and get them to sign my my 24mm poster, which was just a pleasure to meet, to have. I was shaking but also really excited when I was meeting them, and it was just such a great experience. And also it was really good to meet a lot of the organizers that were involved in the event of For the Love of Horror. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can pretty much say about For the Love of Horror Day 2. So apologies again guys that I did not get some footage. I know how much you guys loved part 1, and I just want to say thank you all so much for your generous support on part 1. I just never knew that part would literally be talked about, and yeah, so I really do apologize in advance guys that I didn't get no footage of Day 2, but I will say from my point of view it was very chaotic as to why I couldn't. But I just wanted to take the time to make this video to give you guys a little breakdown on why Day 2 was pretty much the most busiest one yet. Also, there was quite a lot of cosplayers there too, and I just want to take the time to appreciate how many people cosplayed. It was really cool to see so many different horror characters that people loved, and just different costumes and everything. It was great. So that is pretty much what I can really say about For the Love of Horror. So I'm going to wrap this video up, but also tickets are now live for the Love of Horror 2024. If you're interested, I'll leave a link down in the description on where you can go and purchase yours. I will definitely be going. My tickets are all booked, and I am ready to bring on For the Love of Horror 2024. I just know Monopoly events are going to nail it out of the park with some big guests. And so yeah, definitely keep up to date with For the Love of Horror on Facebook and everything, and Instagram as well, so definitely make sure to follow them. And yeah, just keep keeping a lookout for any future announcements, and if there's anybody that you want to meet, definitely go ahead and meet them, because honestly it's one of the best experiences that you will definitely live to talk about. But yep, that is pretty much Day 2 of For the Love of Horror. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy this content, please make sure to give this video a massive thumbs up. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video, and it really helps out the channel. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them down in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. and I'll see you all very soon. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. So until then, take care everybody, happy blue whale hunting, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you soon. And until next time, Lost Boys for life and peace.